Hey guys, today we are talking about Harry Potter. This book discussion I did in July. This book discussion I did in August. You can click on them now to go watch them if you would like, if you missed it. And yes, it's now September. It is very possible the fourth one will be in October. Just saying. So I've got the new paperbacks with me today. I'm going to tell you right now, this book discussion is probably going to be a lot shorter than the first two. Mainly that was because the first two I really took my time. I read so slowly. I took notes. I did so many little post-its. This time I actually read this copy. Yeah, I've got like barely any. I kind of forgot to do that. I like sped through this baby and then I was finished. And I was like, oh, right, I was kind of supposed to review that. So now what should I say? So, oh well. Before I really get talking about it though, can we just say how appropriate my shirt is for this stinking video? Is this not like perfect for this video? Oh, my stupid hair is in the way. Yeah, seriously. I got this at Hot Topic. I had a shirt I wanted to take back and I saw this and I was like, no! It was so perfect. So, of course I had to wear it today. So, Prisoner of Azkaban, really good book. Love the book, love the movie. Out of all the movies, it's actually one of my favorites, I think. So I've kind of been growing my favorites list. Remember like how I was talking about like the first time I read the series, you know, who were my favorites. This book, I think I only added one person to my favorites list, and that was Remus Lupin. Professor Lupin is so cool. I just like how he comes in and he's just like, got these like crappy robes on, but then he like shows everyone up and he's just so cool. He like knows his stuff. He is so good with like the Dementors and he's just so good with Harry and he's just so helpful, and I feel like he was the best thing that happened to those kids. He taught them so much. Like those two, the first 2 years, those guys were such a joke compared to Professor Lupin. I love that we find out that he was like associated with Harry's dad. That was so cool. I just love him. So, and then if you get on Pottermore, you have probably read his backstory. This actually, all the chapters are up now on Prisoner of Azkaban. The first 3 books are. And they have J.K. Rowling released a new backstory on him. Oh my gosh. So rereading this, after reading that backstory, it was just so different. He's just so great, and his backstory was so sad, and I just love it. And by the way, for you guys dissing Pottermore, Pottermore is cool. J.K. Rowling releases new stuff that she's never released like anywhere else. How is that not cool? Like, I'm not saying you have to get on every day for 20 hours and do those things, but if you get on at least when there's new chapters, it's really, really cool. Like, I get so excited when there's new chapters, and I feel like people make fun of me, but I don't really care. Oh, by the way, Hufflepuff won the Last House Cup. Yeah, that's right, be jealous. I love how Hagrid is a teacher in this one. He's like one of my favorites. And stupid Malfoy though, I should have known, like, you know, I've known that kid in school that like tries to get the teacher in trouble, like who tries to, like if the teacher's not confident, that stupid kid is the one that tries to like act like his lesson isn't cool, or he like makes fun of him, and then it makes the teacher feel even worse. And I've totally known that kid, so it just made me like dislike Malfoy even more. So Sirius Black. Obviously, it's like some of you are going to be like, oh, he's not one of your favorite characters. Well, not at this point, no. My God, he was like a madman the whole freaking book. Like, he was hunting Harry. Why would I pick him as my favorite character at this point? Like, the whole time, I thought he was trying to kill Harry. So, obviously, he's not my favorite yet. So, anyways, by the way, freaking J.K. Rowling, like, there's no way anyone could have figured that out. There's no way. Like, you had no reason to believe, like, or to not believe that he was after Harry. Like, every single thing was pointing towards that. Like, that, you know, he's at Hogwarts and he, like, busts into the room, and I don't know. It was just, the ending was so, that was one of my favorite parts, and everything came together, and it was so crazy, and like, you just like stop, and you're like, wait, what? Like the first time you read it, and then the second time you read it, it's like, oh my God, everything makes sense, because now you can totally know it from a different perspective. Yeah, and then the whole thing with Peter Pettigrew, there's no way you could have known, like, she talks about Peter like once or twice. There's no way you're like, oh, he's clearly still alive. I bet he's Ron's rat. No, no one would think that. No. There's no way. So Hermione, what did you guys think of Hermione throughout the book? Like, did you, it was so, because they kept throwing that in there over and over, that like Ron and Harry would like just suddenly see her. And I never really thought about it that much, but I mean, I did, like, I noticed it, but I didn't like seriously sit down and wonder, like, I wonder what she's up to. She is such like an overachiever. I cannot even imagine. Of course she would try and take like double what everyone else is taking, but just think of it this way, like if she wouldn't have done that, and if she wouldn't have been an overachiever, she wouldn't have had the time turner. Everything would have been so different without the time turner. I'm sure they don't just have those things lying about, so at the end of the story they wouldn't have been like, well, let's just go grab the time turner. No, like Hermione was given that by Professor McGonagall, and so she wouldn't have been an overachiever. Sirius and Buckbeak might not have made it. Like, it might be kind of thanks to Hermione for even having that, and then also thanks to Dumbledore for kind of like reminding her. There's not much you guys can do. Oh, by the way, Hermione, 3 spins should do it. I like how Dumbledore always tells them, like, you know, you're breaking the rules and you can't do this. And then he gives them ways that they can go break the rules. So let's talk about the Monsters map. The map, Fred and George freaking have this map, which will show them all of the secret passages throughout the school. They can know where everyone is at any point. They can know where Filch is. They can know where Snape is. And they give it away to their brother's best friend. They are like the nicest guys ever. They're not even that close to Harry, and they give it away. Like, they're not even best buds with him. Like, yeah, they saved him in the flying car in the second book, and okay, but it's Ron's best friend. It's not their best friend. And the fact that they just said, like, you know, you needed it more than we did, shows their character and just makes me love them more in this book. And they're just so funny, and I just love them because they didn't have to do that. They totally, like, I understand that they like had memorized the passages out of Hogwarts, but they don't know where everyone is at all times. So that totally just, like, the chances of them getting caught are now way higher than they were before. So obviously it helped out Harry a bunch, and obviously it helped with the whole, you know, Professor Lupin having the map and seeing Peter Pettigrew and all that stuff. But basically what I'm saying is Fred and George are awesome, and I love them, and they're so nice, and like not everyone would do that, and they're just sweet, and I love them. Have you guys ever really thought about the fact that Harry just goes through all this stuff and doesn't even like blink an eye really? Like, he finds out that a madman's after him, and he's just like, okay? He doesn't even like what? He's so brave. Like, he just, how does he sleep at night? Like, and then the fact that you could say, well, Hogwarts is really safe. Okay, but how did he sleep after the fact that Sirius broke in and was in his room, and he's, what? Like, I would have been like crying, like, Dumbledore, can I sleep in your office tonight? I feel kind of scared because someone's trying to kill me. I just feel so bad for Harry that his life is so crazy that it's almost becoming just normal for him. Like, did you think about that? Just that he's just okay? Oh, and then he finds out that the madman is really his godfather that didn't do all those things. And in an instant, he's like, okay, can I live with you? What? So I just love this whole book. I hate the part when everything is going well and they've got Peter and freaking Snape's just like unconscious or whatever. It's good. And then freaking Professor Lupin, how did he forget? I guess there's just been a lot going on, but seriously, and then freaking Peter gets away. Professor Lupin almost kills everybody. It's all just grand. By the way, in the movie, that has got to be the ugliest, nastiest werewolf I've ever seen in my life. I hate that part of the movie. He is so gross and just, ugh. I didn't know he was a werewolf either, by the way. Some of you might have guessed that. I didn't know till the end, and then I was like, oh. I mean, I'm no Hermione. I didn't see the signs, I guess. But I'm really proud of like how much Harry grew in this book, and like his Patronus that he did at the end was just so good, and he saved Sirius's life a couple times actually. His godfather is really not doing that well of saving Harry, but he's, you know, Harry's doing a pretty good job of saving his butt. So I think okay, we all know Harry hates living with the Dursleys and you feel bad for him and it's awful. Then we get this invitation to live with his godfather and it's so amazing and wonderful, and you just think to yourself, oh my gosh, Harry's gonna get away and it's just gonna be so nice. And then she just rips it right back and it's worse than before because he now knows that he could have lived with him, someone normal, a wizard, not a stupid muggle, and it's just ripped away, and it just makes it so much worse. I just feel so bad for him. I like this book also because there's more, like, there's more scary stuff in it. There's more like the Dementors, which make you feel like you're never going to be happy again, and it's like just, they're so depressing, and it's this new thing involved other than just Lord Voldemort all the time. And it's cool because it's so different, and it's still connected, but it's just like a different type of a bad guy, I guess. And then you learn about Azkaban for the first time, which, you know, plays a bigger role like later on in the series, and, you know, people breaking out and just yada yada yada. And yeah, I just really enjoyed this book. It's just really, really good. I thought the movie was really good. My favorite part of the entire movie is whenever Ron and Harry and Hermione are out there, and then the dog grabs Ron and he starts pulling him towards the Whomping Willow, and Ron's face as he's getting dragged away, and Ron's face kills me. When he, like, the first few movies, his face kills me. His facial expressions are so funny. So anyways, guys, that's it for my book discussion. Now I'm gonna go down to the comments and start discussing with you guys. Let me know your favorite parts, your favorite characters, your least favorite characters. Let me know it all, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.